Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to our channel, English with SHYAM Sir, English. And I'm SHYAM Sir talking to you. How are you all? My friends, you're watching SHYAM Sir's vocabulary series on our English channel, English with SHYAM Sir, English. This is a channel where I'll be completely talking in English and explaining the content in English. So without further delay, let's get started. For any viewer who is watching my video for the first time, I have to tell you this. You're watching a very important program called SHYAM Sir's Vocabulary. And in this program, I'll be sharing some important words with you from the Hindu newspaper on a regular basis. So I usually choose an article and I'll be discussing some words from the article. Remember, I'm not here to explain the content of the article. I'll be focusing exclusively on the vocabulary. So are you ready? My only request is have a running notes, please. Anytime you come across a new vocabulary from my side, immediately try to write down that word in your running notes. Okay, chalo, let's move ahead. So we have today's Hindu newspaper, September 21st Hindu newspaper, and I am on page number 10, editorial column, with the headline Stalking Governor. So let me straight away come to the point. There is a beautiful vocabulary with the name spat. Spat means a fight. Spat means fight, a kind of tussle. Okay, kind of tussle. Okay, what is meant by outburst? Sudden, sudden hostility. So outburst is one way, sudden exhibition of your anger. So outburst is outroar. You also say uproar. Outburst, you also can say uproar, my dear friends. So it was an outburst I didn't expect from my uncle. So a sudden release of a strong emotion. Okay, so you can call it sudden anger. Yes, exhibiting sudden anger. And spat is a very important word in competitive exams. Okay, and already I have discussed two words. So let me take you to the third vocabulary here. Yes, this is a very simple word. Escalation means increase. Okay, escalation is increase. Escalator. Escalator increases your level, right? So escalation is increase. Despite is a beautiful word. Despite means even though, it's a conjunction. Despite is a conjunction. Apparent, very clear. Apparently. Oh my God, what happened to you? You have lost your weight apparently. Apparently means very, very, very clearly. Apparent, very clear. What is meant by flare up? Again, I'll tell you, this particular vocabulary called flare up is very close to the vocabulary called outburst. So you can also write uproar. Flare up means outburst. Or you also can write uproar, sudden release of emotions, especially in a negative way. So flare up was something that nobody anticipated. So it was a flare up from the farmers when Modi tried to amend some farm bills, and Narendra Modi could not anticipate the sudden outburst. So Narendra Modi could not imagine that the flare up would be of such level. So flare up is a sudden uproar. Suddenly you revolt with a lot of anger. So flare up is a beautiful word, right? And let me take you to a few more vocabulary here, if any. I think in this article, we have around 15 to 20 beautiful words. Some of you might know these words, okay? Nepotism, yes, very, 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 very popular word, especially in the recent times. People talked about nepotism in the film industry and all that. So nepotism means bias, Nepotism means partiality, bias. Nepotism means bias, okay? Nepotism is a very common word, right? Don't you think so? Nepotism is a very commonly used word in even colloquial communication also. Then taking you ahead, what is mandate, my dear friends? Mandate is an order. Mandate is something like an order. You have to do it compulsorily, like with elections mandate. So it's an order, it's a rule. Mandate is a rule, okay? So today there is a beautiful word. I want to really tell you this, but I want to tell you the sentence first. By going public with his views, Mr. Khan has precipitated a situation which should have been avoided. See, by going public with his views means he told his ideas openly, publicly. By doing such, what happened? Mr. Khan, what did he do? He has precipitated a situation which should have been avoided. So here in this context, precipitated a situation is actually he unnecessarily made the situation more serious. So the actual meaning of the word precipitate is bring about. The actual meaning of the word precipitate is bring about. So he has precipitated a situation which could have been avoided. Means what? A situation which could have been simply dealt, now he had precipitated, which means he actually made it more serious. So what you can remember like is precipitate is bring about or cause to happen suddenly. He has precipitated a situation. Means this situation actually should have been avoided. If he had been diplomatic or intelligent, the situation could have been avoided, but he has precipitated it. He has brought about the situation. So which means now everybody knows the problem now. So precipitate the situation is, you also can use the word trigger. You also can use the word trigger. Trigger means spark. Will that be okay? Will that be okay? Trigger means spark. Will that be okay? So he has precipitated the situation means he has triggered the situation, my dear friends. Okay. Wow. One of my very favorite words is this, reciprocate. Reciprocate means return. Whether it is positive or negative, that is different. But reciprocate is return, my dear friends. For example, my school teachers worked hard to give me good knowledge. So I always want to reciprocate to them. I always want to give back. My parents worked hard to educate me. My parents really worked hard to educate me. So I want to reciprocate. I want to reciprocate is I want to return my gratitude towards them. Will that be okay? So reciprocate can be used in both the context. It can be used in positive and also negative. Okay. Whatever you want to reciprocate, you can reciprocate. It's up to you, my dear friends. Okay. So reciprocate is a beautiful word. Then we'll go ahead. Unhinged agent. You know what agent is? Unhinged agent means unbalanced, without proper balance. Okay. Unbalanced. Something which is not actually balanced. So unhinged agent means unbalanced agent. Okay. Unhinged agent is unbalanced. So it is an unhinged decision that you have taken. Okay. It's an unhinged decision you have taken. It's an imbalanced decision that you have taken, which is not out of place. So you also can remember like out of place. So I'm sure that unhinged is a good word today, right? Unhinged is out of place, which is not actually a good one. So I think trigger is a word that came many times. Trigger is spark. Trigger is a action where you actually spark something, or in a very normal way you can say lead to something. His decision triggered serious uh, reactions from his parents. Okay. Spat. Wow. Very, 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 very important word. Public spat. I've told you already. What is spat? Fight, tussle. Spat is fight, tussle. Oh my God. I don't think there is one day when I don't find this word on newspapers, right? All my students who have been following my vocabulary program for a few while, I think well, unprecedented word. I think not even one day, not even one day you have a newspaper without this word. So unprecedented is such a very, very, very common word, my dear friends. So what is the meaning of unprecedented? Unprecedented means something that had never happened before. Unprecedented means what? Something that had never happened, something that had never happened. Wow, I think a few days before we got this word again. So the more number of times a word comes, the better we remember. Incongruous. Incongruous, something out of place, unsuitable, Incongruous is unsuitable. I'll give you one example. I and my friend, we went to a birthday party of my boss, but my friend started behaving so badly that I told him, what happened to you, Bhaiya? Your behavior seems to be incongruous. Let's go home. I don't want problems here. So your behavior seems to be incongruous. It means what? Your behavior seems to be not suitable to the occasion. Incongruous is unsuitable, out of place. Okay. Incongruous is unsuitable, out of place. Okay. Out of place. I think mandated is a word that came already before. What is mandated? Made compulsory, something very compulsory order. Evidently is clearly, my dear friends. Evidently is clearly. Oh, whoever wants to learn idioms, today you have a beautiful idiom waiting for you. Hue and cry. He raised a hue and cry. What is the meaning of the expression? He raised a hue and cry. Again, uproar. What is uproar? You know, protest. He raised a hue and cry. For example, when Narendra Modi tried to amend some farm bills before, there was a hue and cry from the farmers. Uproar. Or you also remember flare up, yes or no? You also can remember flare up. So flare up is a beautiful phrasal verb. Hue and cry is an idiom. See, this is how we learn idioms and phrasal verbs. Wow. Again, we have another beautiful idiom. Locked horns. What is meant by locked horns? I'll give a simple example. I locked horns with my uncle. You know, I locked horns with my uncle. Fight. What is fight? I mean, what is fight? Spat. So I have decided to lock horn with my uncle. Okay. So decided to fight. So I think we are coming to the end of the article. Good number of words we have covered today. Moving ahead, there is one word. I think this might be the last word. Tenuous. Very weak. Tenuous is very weak. You know, very slight. Tenuous, something very weak and very slight and very light also, very thin also. Oh, this is the third idiom. Wow, I think today's article has 3 idioms, friends. So pipe down, what a beautiful idiom this is. So see the line, the elected government and the governor should both pipe down. What is meant should both pipe down? Stop talking. So pipe down is actually in one way, stop talking, my dear friends, okay? Or keep secretive. Keep the things secretive. Either you completely stop talking or you try to be a bit secretive. You can't make everything in public. You can't keep everything in public's observation. Make the things in a very secretive way. So, for example, my friend and I, we both wanted to start business, but we don't want others to know about it right away. So we have decided to pipe down our business plans. Okay. We have decided to pipe down our business plans. What does it mean? We have decided to pipe down our business plans. It means what? We have decided to keep our business plans in a very secretive way. I think it's enough for today's SHYAM Sir's vocabulary program. I'm sure we got to have good number of words. So shall we have a quick revision? Chalo. So let me start with the descending order, pipe down. So keep the things in a very secretive way. Generally in a corporate language, pipe down has another meaning, friends. Dismiss somebody suddenly, you know. Pipe down in a corporate language has dismiss somebody suddenly. So spat is a fight, a tussle. So flare up is a beautiful expression that means kind of, outburst, outrage. Outburst is a beautiful word. So then we also can, use this vocabulary called apparent. What is apparent, my dear friends? Very clear, you know, apparent is very clearly. So what is escalate? Increase. So no, escalate is a good word, right? Escalate is increase, my dear friends, increase. So what is meant by despite? Even though, you know, despite is even though. Then let me take you to mandate. I think this word mandate came many times today, right? What is mandate? Something very compulsory. So you remember the word precipitated? Precipitated. He precipitated the situation. A situation which could have been handled much better, he precipitated. Oh, so precipitated means bring out. Precipitated, PI, right? So he precipitated the situation is he actually brought out the situation in negative way. So, or he made the situation worse. I'm sure a very, very, very nice vocabulary. This is called incongruous, my dear friends. So like I have said, incongruous word came earlier also. Beautiful word, one of very nice words. So incongruous means, yes, what is incongruous? Out of place. Incongruous is what? Out of place, okay? Out of place. What is meant by evident? Something very clear. Evident is very clear. Beautiful idiom today. Hue and cry. So, hue and cry is raise an objection. Then we also have a beautiful idiom called lock horns. What is meant by lock horns? Fight. Then do you remember tenuous? Very weak, very thin. Tenuous is very weak, very thin. Unhinged. Unhinged. Imbalanced. Okay. So we also say deranged. Unhinged is imbalanced or unbalanced, whatever. So your decision seems to be unhinged. So please don't proceed. Relax. Think about it again. Tomorrow morning we'll talk. For example, my friend suddenly called me, took a decision. I said, Bhaiya, I think your decision seems to be a bit unhinged. So let's wait for some time, relax, and rethink about it later. Your decision seems to be unhinged means your decision seems to be not a very balanced one. Okay. I think I've covered a good number of words today. I think one more idiom is pipe down. I think pipe down already is over. Then I think, yes, I think we can start working on these words. I think nepotism, I think I've covered it. Yes. What is nepotism? A lot of partiality. Nepotism is bias, being biased towards somebody, being biased towards somebody. And yeah, that's okay. I always say quantity doesn't matter. You may study 100 words, but no use unless you remember them. So I want you to create your own examples with pipe down. Okay. So create an example with pipe down and send your example in the comment section. Okay. I also want you to send an example with unhinged, very imbalanced. Yeah, lock horns, very important idiom. So today, out of the 3 vocabulary, 2 are idioms and 1 is a vocabulary. Okay. So all these 3 beautiful words, I want you to create examples and send your examples on the comment section. Okay. Do it right away. Don't postpone it. Do it right away. Chalo, this is all today's SHYAM Sir's vocabulary from today's Hindu newspaper, September 21. So keep maintaining a good vocabulary notes. So SSC CGL also has come. It's a good opportunity. A couple of days before, I think day before yesterday morning, I remember someone was asking me to make a video on CGL, the changes that happened in English. I'll definitely make a video on the recent changes that happened in SSC CGL. Exclusively, I'll make a video on English. Okay. So, and also I'll try to share with you some inputs, how to prepare for the CGL, because 20,000 vacancies is a beautiful thing, right? I think that is for you. So believe that CGL notification is for you. Don't miss it. The opportunities keep coming, What matters is, are you utilizing them? If somebody tells me I don't have an opportunity, I really don't believe that. Opportunities are always around us. Opportunities are always there with us. What matters is, are you looking at them? Chalo. I hope today's session is interesting and useful. I'll be waiting for your examples. Friends, I understand that a lot of you are watching the video, but I want examples. The reason is, this is not a theory class that you will simply listen to. No, listening to this class is not useful. I want you to send examples. If you at least don't send me in the comment section, at least in your vocabulary book, write your own examples. Either of the ways. I want you to create examples with the vocabulary so that you will remember them, because your own example, you will remember forever. All the best. See you soon. I'll meet you in my next video. Bye-bye. Take care. Good luck.